Hey friends, it's Emma here. It's Tuesday, October 26th. Welcome to the Missions Changed My Life show by Global Hope India with your host, Kevin White. This is the podcast where we say yes to God's call to finish the task of the Great Commission. Thank you for subscribing, reviewing, and sharing the show. On Tuesday, November 9th, Kevin's newest book, Get to the Point, releases worldwide in paperback, hardback, ebook, and audiobook. To celebrate, we are inviting you and everyone to join the launch team by offering a free copy of the ebook or audiobook. Simply go to kevinwhite.us and request your free copy today. Get to the Point is a practical guide for passionately pursuing God's presence. Every guidance and provision you will ever need can be found today in the presence of God. On November 9th, the ebook will be only 99 cents on Amazon. The launch team will encourage everyone to share, review, and gift Get to the Point. Request your free copy and join the launch team today at kevinwhite.us. Here's your host, Kevin White.
Good morning, everyone. This is Pastor Kevin. Welcome to Missions Changed My Life. As you can see, we have the whole team together. Here's Kourtney, here's Justin.
Hello.
If you're on YouTube, you can actually see us waving at you right now. If you're listening wherever podcasts can be heard, we welcome you to Missions Changed My Life. Today's episode is actually going to be a partner update by Justin and Kourtney. And so I'm going to leave it with them, and I will see you at the end of the show.
Thank you, Kevin. We will take it from here. So I'm not the main person talking in this. Justin is actually going to share what he shared at a recent board meeting where we had a lot of our board members come together. And he gave a really awesome pastor update of our partners and just what they're dealing with or what some of the praises are, just where they are in India, just ways that we can be praying for them. And our board members found it really helpful. We got a lot of good feedback of just thank you for letting us know. We don't hear a lot about India. And so let's start out with Pastor Achu. We'll start with A's and work our way down the alphabet. Pastor Achu and his family, his wife's name is Achi.
Achi, right.
Pastor Achi and Achu. No, we did not sneeze. That's their names together.
Yeah.
And it's very cute. But they live in Nagaland. Can you tell us where Nagaland is for those of us that don't know India?
It's in the northeast India. It's in
Northeast.
the mountains.
So it's like the thumb up here, right?
Yeah, the thumb up here.
Yeah.
There's seven
I guess
states.
that's the opposite
Uh-huh.
way, huh?
The seven states.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so
Yes.
yeah, so tell us about what's going on with Pastor Achu.
yeah, Pastor Achu's right now all the families are doing well, but sadly, three of the family members in the pastors Achu's and Achi's actually Achi's Pastor Achu's wife's sister passed away a couple of months ago.
Wow.
And the niece and the aunt from Pastor Achu, so it was a huge loss for the family.
Yeah,
And that was the whole thing
suddenly.
during the COVID. Yeah,
Wow,
so-
yeah. So that's one way we can be praying just as they're mourning. From what we know about Pastor Achi's sister, she was very vibrant and just the life of the party and a big
Yeah.
personality in their family.
Mm-hmm.
And it was shocking.
Right. It was,
Yeah.
not only one member, it was just three of them.
Yeah.
So,
Right, back to back. So that's hard. So
yeah, let's just remember the
remember
prayers.
them. So then we have Dr. Anil in Andhra Pradesh,
Right.
Central India, correct?
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm
Yeah.
going to guess on some of these.
That's right.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So
How's he
he's
doing?
in Pastor, Dr. Anil is in Vizag, so Vishakhapatnam. And the family, they have hospital ministry. And then they do have a children home. They have a lot of other programs out there and like tailoring and stuff. But during the COVID, they have the hospital and then the community, they came because a lot of death and loss and during the COVID season, and they've been busy. They've never been busy like this during the COVID, but they've been so busy this time, and they've been able to provide the vaccines and the medicines, the free medicines and the free the vaccines. So it was just like the people, those who couldn't able to travel to the cities, then they came over there and they helped them.
Right. And so for those who are listening and don't know, rather than in America, in India, their citizens are having to pay for the COVID-19 vaccines.
Right.
And so the fact that Dr. Anil and those actually who have given to our COVID-19 relief fund has actually helped to fund some of these,
Yes.
Which has been awesome. But they are getting to give them out free of charge and pray for these people.
Right.
And they have more of a bigger hospital setup. So they're not necessarily doing prayer ministry on patients. They're more, they have to be more professional than that. But they are praying behind the scenes, and they believe Jesus can heal. And so that's very powerful where they are.
Yes.
Yeah. And what is Dr. Anil's wife's name?
Dr. Shanti.
Shanti.
Yeah,
Dr. Shanti.
she
Yes,
is a
she's also a
doctor.
doctor. That is amazing. Yeah.
Right.
So we will keep them in our prayers.
Yeah, by the grace of God, all the families are healthy and the children.
Yeah. And you can see our pictures of who we're talking about by going to globalhopeindia.org/pray. That's where we keep these, what we're listing updated, and you can see who you're praying for.
Right.
And you'll see a picture of their big family. They're beautiful. Speaking of beautiful families, we will move down the list to Pastor Bernard Shaw.
Pastor Bernard Shaw, yeah.
Yes, and his wife is Victoria.
Yeah,
in
I
Chennai.
love the family.
Yes.
So they're in Chennai. Sadly, during the COVID, several of the pastors that the family knows them, they passed away from the COVID, and they've been able to minister to a lot of the those pastors. So it was a huge loss as well for the family and for the team member and for the partners as well.
Yeah, in 2020, they celebrated planting over their 20th church, but that was, we have another episode that we'll link, just about how Pastor Bernard Shaw, and that was just the vision God gave him, was to plant 20 churches by 2020. I believe they're at 26 churches around the Chennai villages around Chennai area.
Right.
But so we're talking about these pastors that Pastor Bernard Shaw and the ministry has been sowing into, and they became friends, family friends, and just to see the impact of COVID happening so close to our pastors is very hard.
Yeah, it is.
And another big part of what's going on as far as COVID, what's happening in their area is that schools have been shut down.
Exactly.
How long has it been since even Pastor Bernard Shaw and Victoria's children have been in school?
Since 2 years.
2 years without school.
Yep, it's been 2 years now, and what happened is a lot of in India, in America, even during the COVID, so many people, every family and children, they have a laptop, they have good Wi-Fi, but in India they don't have those kind of equipment and the electronics, anything, even a Wi-Fi, and so they couldn't able to do online schools, and so all the children, those who don't have a parents, those they couldn't even able to do anything, even in the books or reading or anything, so they had to drop out for 2 years.
Right, and so they're still waiting for COVID to kind of go away somewhat. Vaccines are slow to happen, as we're saying. These people can barely afford the basic necessities, much less COVID vaccines and even online education. So that's a huge prayer need. It's just that, some of these kids are going from age 5 to age 7 having nothing but just what they're hopefully being taught at home in the community. It's
very hard in India.
So that's a big way we can be praying.
And then one of the prayer requests from the Pastor Bernard Shaw's family is they've been able to fundraise, saving up the money for the vehicle. They don't have a vehicle for for the doing ministry.
To getting to those churches.
Right. So they've been saving up a lot of money, and they got that some of the money. But one of the church members, they really needed the money last few months ago, and so they decided, let's give away money for the vehicle.
Right.
And so now they are praying for the vehicle. We're grateful for the generosity of the family.
Honestly,
they're teaching all the
that's
church
hard.
members out there in the even the neighborhood. So
so if you want to hear more about Pastor Bernard Shaw just sharing about that, he recorded a Missions Change My Life episode, which if you've been listening, you've heard, but if you haven't, go back to August 10th, 2021, and you can hear Pastor Bernard Shaw share about his ministry there too, just an update.
Right.
We will be right back. Kevin White is an international speaker and best-selling author who loves helping people everywhere to prosper in God's presence. Kevin's book,
Audacious Generosity is available in paperback for only $10 right now at kevinwhite.us, and that includes free shipping anywhere in the USA. That's cheaper than you can buy it on Amazon. Go to kevinwhite.us and order some copies today for you and your friends. Kevin's newest book, Get to the Point, releases everywhere on November 9, 2021. It offers a practical guide for pursuing the presence of God and shows you how every guidance and provision you will ever need can be found today in the presence of God. Get ready for Get to the Point, releasing November 9th, 2021. A serial entrepreneur, Kevin has helped start hundreds of businesses, non-profits, and churches. As founder and executive director of Global Hope India, Kevin has traveled over 1 million miles to 27 different countries, speaking to thousands of audiences throughout India and the world. Visit kevinwhite.us for Kevin's books, 1-minute motivation series, and podcasts. Visit kevinwhite.us today.
3 billion people still have limited to no access to know about Jesus. 3 billion people is a lot of people. A human chain of 3 billion people could extend to the moon and back 3.5 times.
One of those billion calls India home. That's 1 billion people who are facing death without knowing Jesus.
Global Hope India has been empowering Christian churches throughout India as they provide access for all people to know about Jesus. Learn more at globalhopeindia.org. That's globalhopeindia.org.
Okay, now back to the show.
So who's next on our list?
Next is let's do Pastor Amit.
Okay, we're going back to Ace, but it's okay. Yeah, so we are going back up to North India in Dehradun.
Dehradun,
So how's Pastor Amit doing?
Pastor Amit and the family is doing well, and one of the exciting news is that he just started the real estate business to provide the family and to sustain the ministry, like even the doing a great ministry in that area.
Yeah.
Actually, the ministry is mainly focused in the slum area in Dehradun, and so a lot of children, a lot of families out there that they couldn't able to, they don't have a church there, they don't have schools there, and so they've been able to the team go there and teach to the children, and even every Sunday morning they go there and worship them.
Right.
So they've been doing a great job during the COVID as well.
Yeah, so we would just pray that God continue to use Pastor Amit's talent to multiply the nations around and to really bless the church as well.
Yeah.
And just for their health, let's keep their health in our prayers. They've had some small things that Pastor Amit has kept us in prayer over, just as sickness has raged India, but thankfully they're doing okay. So
yeah, they're doing okay. And if you want to listen their story and the Pastor Amit's story, you can go ahead and one of the episode in Mission Change My Life podcast. You can listen to it. That was last month.
On August 3rd.
Right.
Right. Okay. And so next we have Miss Amangala.
Yeah.
Yes.
Miss Amangala. Yeah. So the family this is in the Dimapur, Nagaland. It's close to our home, and so we've been very close, to the family.
Wow.
And they have a ministry. It's called Deaf Children Ministry. It's a school, and then they have the church there. They have a campus, and all the children come and stay there. And so there is entire probably 70 children out there.
Wow.
Students.
That's awesome. And most of them are deaf.
Yes.
They cannot hear.
Oh yeah.
They use sign language.
Yeah, the sign language. Yeah.
Wow.
So when I visited the sign language, I was like, oh, I have no idea. Only I can tell is like how I just know just a few, but it's so hard to communicate. But they're so friendly, loving, and then the way they worship and everything just like so inspiring. It's just like people who never seen a deaf. That was the first time I saw deaf children and the family out there, and that was like life-changing to see them.
What an important ministry. And so unfortunately, just like we see in Chennai, they also have not had school, and they've been under a strict lockdown to try and maintain low COVID numbers, but COVID has appeared all over India.
Yeah.
And so these children are not going to school. And we have actually seen God provide at least 3 smartphones throughout the past year for students because they can't just call in. They have to be able to see, to communicate. And so God's really meeting the needs of people where they are.
Yeah, still a few families, they needed a phone and a laptop, so we just can pray for them as well.
Yeah, because there is online school happening, but if they don't have access to that, it's of no use.
The people, those who don't have the phone, they're not participating in the online school.
Yeah. So we'll just keep Amangala, that's her name, our partner, and the Deaf Biblical Ministries in our prayers.
Thank you for listening to the Missions Changed My Life show by Global Hope India with Kevin White. Find the complete archive of all episodes at kevinwhite.us or subscribe for free through your favorite podcast player and never miss an episode. This program, copyright Global Hope India, all rights reserved. Each week, we bring you a message of how God uses missions to bring real and lasting change through Jesus Christ. Join Global Hope India again next week for Missions Changed My Life with Kevin White.